Hi everyone, so now that the first PvP season has ended on most servers, it is probably the first time for most people to actually try to use Reforge Stones and to think about what to go for. So in case you are not aware of this at all, you will get these extra stats on rank 6, rank 11 and rank 16 on your items. So when you upgrade them, you'll get a bonus attribute at those 3 thresholds. And you are able to change those, and there are certain bonuses for collecting 3 stats of the same family. You can see all these stats here when you go to the smithing materials guy in Westmarch. You open a shop and there are the Reforge Stones. So there are 6 different families: the Wildfire, Tremor, Jolt, Vengeance, Barrier and Ravager. And usually you can buy them for Eternal Orbs. So this is pretty irrelevant for free-to-play players. But you can still here and there acquire some of these specialized Reforge Stones. For example, I got one, I don't know exactly where from, but you also have the normal Reforge Stones that you can get, especially from PvP. So at the end of a PvP season, you will get these Reforge Stones based on your rank. So it starts at, I don't know, something like 20 and it ends somewhere at, I think, 80. And depending on if you're Bronze 1 or up to Legend rank 1. And you can use those to change your items. Now these regular Reforge Stones can give you any random stat from all 6 families, so it does have more RNG involved, and you will not be able to sustain the perfect stats on all of your items with just the little bit of income you get from the PvP, but it can already help you a great deal to get towards the goal that you want to achieve. So in my case, you can see I've used, I don't know, something like 20, 30 stones or so recently. So I've been doing this last night and yeah, basically just trying to replace some of my stats with better ones that I want to stack up. Now, we don't know exactly when that will happen because of the time-gated blacksmith upgrades that Blizzard has introduced for release. So if you want to try to upgrade your items, you have probably seen this, you need to reach certain paragon thresholds to go to the next level. So right now we are able to do rank 9 upgrades, and then in a few days we're gonna hit paragon 60, we can do rank 10, and then it is expected that it will increase in, slowly increasing margins, so that it might be 80, 100, 130, 160, 200, something like that. So the time schedule for reaching level 16 is probably a few months down the line, but it's hard to tell beforehand because you don't have the data. But you want to start stacking up the right stats on your items. And the good thing is that it will transfer over, just like the regular blacksmith upgrades, to whatever new item you find. So you just have to lock in your stats with the Reforge Stones once and you will have them forever. So in my case, because I'm very PvP focused, I've been trying to stack up the Tremor family bonuses. So you can see the little icon here. That is a Tremor one. And there are a bunch of stats that are pretty useful for PvP. For example, there's damage taken, some knockback resistance, stun resistance, a chance to slow enemies. So this kind of stuff is actually pretty good if you care about PvP. And I have one here that increases my damage done to enemies that are crowd controlled, but it's not the right family. So eventually I will replace this because I want to stack up this Tremor Stone family bonus. So once you reach level 16 and you have 3 of the same family on the same item, you will get this family set bonus. So you want to make sure that you, over time at least, stack up all 3 of the same family. You don't have to do the same family on all items, so you can mix and match it a little bit. If you want to have certain stats on this one and certain stats on another item, and maybe combine certain family bonuses. But my plan is to go 6 times Tremor, if I ever reach that point anyway. Combining 6 times this Tremor bonus will give me a 12% chance on the primary attack to deal the extra damage around me and stun everything for 1.5 seconds. So this is a pretty nasty bonus to have, especially for farming and also obviously for PvP, which is what this is mostly centered around. But there are some other bonuses, so if you're more PvE focused, then the Vengeance might be something for you. This one has a chance to give you 100% extra damage done for 1 second. You can stack this 6 times, so 12% chance to proc it. And with some attack speed and various group buffs, you can actually proc this, every few seconds to gain a massive burst. And if you're quick on your fingers, you might be able to get off like a multi-shot as a Demon Hunter real quick, for example. So you can definitely deal massive damage once you can stack this. And there's also some other things here that, yeah, like for example, here you get like a shield. So it's a bit like the mountebank. You can be like a super tank, I guess. This might be useful for PvP as well. There's like a chance to immobilize the attacker. Same thing, also like a PvP useful family bonus, I guess. And then there are two more like PvE, more farming oriented families, the Ravager and the Wildfire. So the Ravager gives you like a chance to corpse explode when you kill enemies, and the Wildfire gives you a chance to summon a Hydra. And from what I know, this one is also pretty powerful. So you have to kind of think about what is your long-term focus with your character. Like, what is the number one thing you want to do? Are you like more interested in, for example, challenge drift pushing? Are you more interested in PvP? Are you more interested in just like, you know, farming, doing your dailies, having some fun, slaying demons? And then you can slowly progress towards those triple stats from the same family on your items with those Reforge Stones. You have to keep in mind that as a free-to-play player, you will basically not see those specialized Reforge Stones. So with a regular Reforge Stone, it's a 1 in 6 chance to roll any of these. And you have to kind of calculate in those lower chances when you use your Reforge Stones. And you can see here I have 16 stones, which gives me less than 3 Tremor family bonus rolls if I want to try to randomly replace something on my items. So the chances are pretty bad, but you will stack up those Reforge Stones if you participate in PvP a little bit. And you can also buy them for, I believe, 200 hills each from the hills vendor, I believe once a week. So this is also a way that when you have too many hills, you can use them for some Reforge Stones and try to get some bonuses that actually suit your playstyle. I haven't really been buying them very much myself, but I did do it this week, for example, because I realized I had to use quite a lot to get my first round of bonuses with the right stats on my items. And there's also, for example, a range on these rolls. So sometimes you can get the right stats with the right family, but it is not really that great. So you might want to try to replace it again. And I'm just slowly stacking up more Reforge Stones because the rank 11 upgrades are coming soon. And then, yeah, the rank 16 upgrade will be some months down the line. And yeah, until then, you can probably get out more Reforged Stones and you're going to have enough. The good thing about the system is that you cannot lose anything. So whenever you try out a Reforged Stone, you are not forced to take new stat. You can just slowly improve your items with the right stats, with the right family bonus. And you can either keep the original attribute or use the new one. So nothing can really be lost. So as long as you have enough Reforged Stones, you can always try to slowly improve your stats a little bit, and you will most likely end up fine. It might also not be a bad idea to actually check out all the bonuses from all of the different families, because as I mentioned, the rank 16 upgrade is far down the line. So you could actually just stack any stats that seem useful to you for now, even if they are not from the right family. And then later on, once you approach rank 16 upgrades in a few months, you can try to combine the right families on the same item. And that's also it for this video. So I just wanted to highlight how the system works and how to best acquire those Reforged Stones. As I mentioned, PvP is the number one thing. So you can actually see that here when you go to the battleground guy and you see the rewards here. So for example, gold 3 gives you 30. And then once you reach legend, you get 40. And if you have like a higher legend rank, which is very likely in the current system, you can get even more, 50 up to 60. And in the lower ranks, you can still, get any kind of rank, at least, bronze 2, bronze 3, whatever. You can get 20, 25 very easily. How often this PvP season resets depends on the server you're playing. So this always happens when a Rite of Exile was successful. So when the Immortals are overthrown by the shadows and there's a change in the immortal reign. So this depends on how long the immortal reign lasts on your server. So some servers might have really high turnover, let's say once a month. Other servers might have really slow, like every 2 months. So your Reforged Stone income will also depend on that. And this also concludes this video. So to sum it up, make sure that you prepare enough Reforged Stones so that you can eventually stack up the same 3 family bonuses on one item to get the extra bonus at rank 16 on your blacksmith upgrades. But before that, you are basically free to try, basically any kind of stat combinations, because it doesn't really matter until that point. If you want to read up more on the system, you can go check out the Maxwell guide. So we have here this post written by Dreadscythe that explains everything about upgrading your gear and also the Reforged bonuses and how that works. So if you want to take another look, you can see that here. So hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more Diablo content, and I'll see you guys next time.